For what I've known love, friendships and relationships to be is that they are meant to be these beautiful bonds that you create with beautiful people that will last for a lifetime. But with our ever-growing technology and social media platforms, it has become hard to find that special bond that our grandparents used to share. Dating in the modern age is complicated. It can be everything and nothing at the same time. While technology, social media platforms, and the internet help us to stay connected virtually with our loved ones, they also come with endless drawbacks. Being a film student, these experiences motivated me to produce a documentary about how the dating world has changed and why things are the way that they are now, because no one talks about these issues openly. So I talked to a few people to know their point of views on this subject. Thank you so much for coming here today and participating in my documentary. So we will start with introducing yourself. So tell me your name and what do you do?
So my name is Alshad Kara and I'm a law student.
And what made you choose law as a profession?
I believe that in society there are so many inequalities and injustices, so I think that by choosing this field I can put a change into the society.
So we will start with introducing yourself. Tell me your name and what do you do as a profession?
So my name is Mukul Dula and I haven't started anything as a profession, but I'm still a student. I'm pursuing a degree in BSc Journalism, Communication Studies.
What made you choose this field?
So I was a language student when I was in college, so I've always been fond of public speaking and being part of writing stuff and all that.
We'll start with introducing yourself. So tell me your name and what do you do as a profession?
So first of all, hello and thank you for inviting me in this documentary. So my name is Devrashika Lalit. I'm 24 and I am a digital artist.
What made you choose the path you're currently on?
I was always interested to be around a work which is always hectic and being part in the limelight, I should say, because this is when people recognize you and then you get praise for your work that you do, and then art is something that is always recognized by people. We live around art, if you see, like there is nature and all that everywhere, and then we take inspiration of that. And cinematography and photography, in a sense, portray a lot what is happening in the society, and you just make sense out of everything which is around you. So, and then to be able to convey that in something particular, in a concept, this is challenging, and this is how you want to pass on your message. So I guess this is what revolved around. And I guess my father, since he was a Hindi teacher and he was always inspired by drama, so I guess the gene passed on me, and then I took it in the next level.
This documentary is about modern dating. What are your views about modern dating?
I believe that the process of modern dating has changed all across the world, and through technology and time. So that's how much.
How do you perceive modern dating?
So dating today for me is like, if we analyze it very closely, so it's kind of, you window shopping and you just see something and you just pick it up, if you like it, and if you don't like it, you just go and change it again.
So why has this subject about dating interested you?
Well, since, like I said, I'm 24, and some people in my family do ask me, like, oh, if there is there any person in my life I would want to pursue something out of that. And then I'm like, I never felt the need of it, because for me, my career has been the most important thing I could think of right now. And then I guess people have the wrong concept of dating in this millennial age, or Gen X age, I should say. There is a lot of misconception, lack of communication, so it just interested me to voice out, or to just tell people how some of the individuals in the society think about dating, because it has changed from how our parents or grandparents used to date or be in something. So it is important that us as youngsters voice out how we feel about things, because if you don't talk about it, people will think that, oh, they are the only one thinking like that. So I guess this is something very interesting to talk about.
Do you think movies influence dating in any way?
Of course, because as we already know, we have Titanic or even several other movies which promote love, but sometimes it's based also on fiction because it's not always true what they portray, you know.
Do you think movies influence dating?
Yeah, maybe a lot. For me, as a person, I'm fond of literature, art, and also not only movies, but even novels, books. They do inspire us, to have to be in a relationship. Even movies, if you talk about movies, definitely we all have that kind of that feeling to have a very filmy, romantic, plot kind of that thing. So, yeah.
Do you think technology, social media, and movies influence dating in this age?
Yes, it did influence the dating in this modern age. For example, you have the good side of how it impacted, and then you have the downside. For example, now when I watch movies, for example, in the range of 2000 and 2010, I find problem in everything, because you see a kind of a male dominance in the movie, and then if a guy is interested in the other person, even if the girl is not agreeing with that, all the friends will help him to pursue the girl. But then nobody asks what the girls want, and then if she does not agree, she will be referred as being stubborn, or at the end of the day she just have to agree with what the situation is happening. And then there is this concept of arranged marriage, which is seen in those movies. For example, I don't know if some people watch Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. There is this aggressive Salman Khan character, and then there is this submissive Aishwarya Rai character, and then you have this Jeff Devgan's character who is trying to mend things, and then there is no mutual consent in this marriage later, and Salman Khan is so aggressive that the girl falls for him. I'm like, and then you see that at that point there is this particular scene which struck me, that Aishwarya Rai cuts her vein, and then since then there was a culture of cutting hands. And then there was this particular line of saying you have to get married first and then love later. But then, it just created the misconception. And then when you see nowadays why divorce is prevalent, because people are not putting up with this mess anymore. This is why you see maybe the person is married for 15 years. Now they are not happy because living for the sake of children is not a point now. So I guess, yes, there is these good sides of movies where it encourages people through the characters to voice out their feelings, but it really has a huge downside of what movies used to present. Still now, you have some particular movies which portrays the wrong side of it, and I hope that filmmakers now have blended with the current trend so that they can they can voice out the right message.
Yeah.
Do you think technology, social media have impacted dating?
Yeah, definitely. If we have a close look at it, nowadays we're meeting people a lot. There is so many apps, Tinder, Facebook, Instagram. We meet people there, we know them, we chat with them, and this kind of that, a sort of an attachment or kind of a connection that you get, when you talk with the person, you chat with the person, and then you feel something, and this is, I guess, this is what is actually where when you meet the person, you feel like or you know the person even better, because you've been chatting, you've been knowing each other through chats. But the difference is that when you meet the person for the first time, it doesn't you don't have that kind of that first feeling, like that kind of love at first sight feeling. And also
What about technology and social media? How have these impacted
dating? It has facilitated dating compared to long ago. Long ago, our means of communication were letters, and then it used to create suspense, and you would know that from grandparents, where they would wait for a week to get these letters done, and it's cute, I guess, but and then I would think, but how do you manage not to have a message of the person for a week? He might have died during the week by the time the letter comes in, So this time is like we have a fast technology where we can get in touch with the person. So every second or every minute, you know that the person is fine. The next minute, you know that the person is still fine, or he's not, or she's not. And it facilitated to understand the person better. But it comes with insecurities and all that jazz of it projects you, and it makes you vulnerable to be out there. And then it takes a lot of effort to be on social media, because not everybody is real out there, and some people choose to project something, and in reality they are not that person. Unless you get to know them, then you know that, that was just a facade. So yeah, I guess everything comes with like good things and bad things. It's just on you how you use the medium to make it work for you.
Modern dating has a language of its own now, such as Netflix and chill and sliding into DMs. What are your views about that?
Guess that how it's evolved, but such connotations at times are very difficult and complex, because sometimes even youngsters such as me are outdated, because the youth, be it those who are before me or after me, they have a language of their own, so you have always to catch up with them, and sometimes it's not very easy, and you have to ask, like, what does that mean? So yeah.
What do you think about toxic relationships?
So toxic relationships. So for me, if a relationship becomes toxic the very first time, and one among the partners, they get a doubt towards, the other partner. So that's the very first time when the relationship gets toxic, actually. So if you have to talk about toxicity, relationship become even toxic when you don't really communicate. And even if you're communicating, you're not agreeing on a certain point, and that's where it actually becomes toxic. And it starts to hurt the persons. You have mental breakdowns, and this is when basically these are the factors that really shows that the relationship is toxic. Lack of communication, mental breakdowns. You're unable to focus on other things. The first doubt is. It is the first thing that really makes the relationship toxic, but it can be eradicated in a way where both sit and talk calmly. You get back. If for me, love is a responsibility, and if you're able to carry out that particular responsibility, that is when you'll be able to remove that particular toxicity of out of that relationship.
In the modern dating era, many youngsters have this feeling of dissatisfaction and confusion. What do you think is the cause of that?
When we fall in love, or we portray the idea of romance or dating, there's no rule book, right? People just push individuals into, like, if you want to be in a relationship, it's up on your own. You don't know how the person will react, or how will the relationship will grow. There's no bookmark, as you can say. So that leads to certain confusion, and what sometimes individuals not know what they want or what they expect from this. So that kind of lead to certain anomalies. And also when youngsters face such issues, when they feel like so low or down, so that can lead to certain dissatisfaction.
Do you think there is a lack of self-love?
Indeed, because this is something very tricky with human beings, I guess, or maybe it's just in our mind. We tend to love people more instead of loving ourselves. It's just that the self-sabotaging that we do with ourselves. It is important to love yourself first so that you can love others and then but someone to love you in return. If you demean yourself, how do you expect someone to love you? For example, if you say bad things about yourself, or if you project yourself as a bad person in the society, it is psychological that the person will have the same feelings towards you. It's like a magnet. If you attract positivity, you will get positivity. So why don't you imbibe positivity in yourself? It is okay to just give a shoulder tap to yourself and tell you that, hey, I am proud of myself and I've been doing great. And it is okay that you take a chill pill with yourself instead of being just harsh. And I guess also it is important to not get influenced by the social media. This is where we start self-sabotaging because we compare ourselves with the other person, and then we forget that we have an individual image. So yeah, I guess you need to love yourself first and then expect someone else to love you.
So, leaving modern dating behind, how do you perceive traditional dating? Do you think it's better in a way, or do you prefer modern dating over traditional dating? Or is it vice versa?
I think that's destiny. It's on me to choose. I mean, yes, I do have a choice, but as we say, the right person will come at the right time. I don't know. So yeah, but I would say traditional dating is old school, as we say, and it's a dream, right? Because when you expect the least, but when something pops up and you're like, oh my god, I didn't expect that, and that's happening. But modern dating is like, okay, I had sufficient time waiting, I need to find someone for me. So yeah.
What qualities do you think a healthy relationship should possess?
So a healthy relationship for me should be like, when you're both happy with each other's company, even when you have in every relationship we have discussion, we have arguments, but if you're able to deal with it within the same day, making you're concerned with the happiness of the other, and you'll do anything to make the other person happy. And especially the most important thing is trust. The base of each and every relationship, kind of any bond, is trust. So if that particular trust is is kind of very compound, very compact, and that's all. Yeah.
What is your idea of a good man, and what qualities or characteristics do you look for in a man?
Well, I don't think there is that notion of good men. When you try to if you say good man, there is already that box, like you have to have this and this and this to be a good man. No, let's keep it open as long as the person is a good human being in terms of he is living lawfully in the society. He's not killing anybody, of course, or raping or disrespecting, and have this toxic behavior. And he's understanding, compassionate, loving, responsible, goal-oriented. The list goes on. The list goes on. I guess if you're a good human being, you're a good man or woman. If you do things which is not accepted by the society in the way that you hurt people, then I guess you're projected as a bad man. So yeah.
Okay, so to end this, what is the best piece of dating advice you've ever been given that you would like to share with us?
Okay. The best piece of advice that I was given, not by one person but many people, is that to understand someone correctly, give time. It can sometimes relationships evolve with time in such a way that you direct yourself into two different situations, ways that changes everything. So give time, and no matter what happens, be grateful for that period of time. Live into that moment, because when you live into that moment and that you're happy, then later, even if you do have regrets, that bring you something, experience, and you become more mature.
Thank you so much for coming here today. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same to you.
What is the best advice that you can give us?
For a relationship?
No, on dating, on whatever we told.
So for me, yes, date until you find the right one. Yeah, but do you have you want to satisfy your I don't know, your sexual desires or whatever you have to satisfy? You just get the person informed that, okay, I want to do this with you, I want to do that with you. It's a no. Don't force the person. Forcing somebody will never lead you to happiness. So always go with the flow. In any kind of a situation, go with the flow. Know the person well.
So to end this, what is the best advice you can give us
In terms of dating?
in terms of dating?
I guess as an individual, first you need to know where do you stand in your life, and fix your own issues first. The moment you fix your own things first, and then you will be able to project yourself in someone else's life. Also, don't try to be defensive all the time. Go down a little bit, maybe not 100%, maybe 75%. Go down, and then have that 25% of that defense mechanism. And then both the partners have to be vulnerable. If there is the only one person trying to make things happen, it will not, because it takes two people to make something. And I guess a good communication, respect, and love is the key to make things work. And try to project yourself. What do you want after this? Is it just a casual relationship, or are you going to pursue something serious out of it? Or what do you exactly want from it? Or is it just friends with benefits, or things like that? And then don't forget your individualistic self when you are in a relationship, because you are not anybody's commodity. You're responsible for yourself. And I guess people have to be understanding most of all. And then at some point, be open with your parents at the same time, and explain. I know it's not the very comfortable topic to talk with your parent, because some parent might not be as accepting. But when you reach a certain age, I guess parents also want to be involved if you have someone in your life, so that you know how the person is behaving around your parent, and not that you get a surprise after committing and then oh, this is toxic. Or parents will catch feelings easily, and try to make things work around it. And you have to be there for each other with no judgment, because what is a relationship is just like you take it to the next level. First of all, you're best friends. There is no secrecy. Then you have to be comfortable. If it doesn't work, it's okay. Live respectfully. You don't have to make it toxic, you know. Or this is what I don't understand with this modern age of dating is when two people separate, they try to project each other bad with their surrounding. You don't need to do that. Yes, we used to date, it did not work. I'm still very proud of you. You don't have to bitch about the person, or I guess this is you need to understand that this is a trial period and you are there trying to know if this can be pursued. It's like your career. You change job at some point. Sometimes people stay in their job till they retire, and then sometimes you shift after 2-3 years of experience. You shift. So I guess maybe try to understand a relationship as if it is a career that you're pursuing, and there is that promotion level out there. Okay, from partner to fiance to, I don't know, wife, husband, and then parents, and then grandparents. It's like a full package work. So get there, and then if you want to resign, maybe sign a paper and then resign or something. But look for something what works for you, and then it's gonna be fine. It's not that difficult to date. I guess you just have to, have that trial and error, and then you'll get to know your person. And also, if there is a lot of help available nowadays. For example, we all talk about mental health, but for individuals, but we don't talk about counseling for couples. If you see that you are in a relationship, maybe it is like a dating relationship, or you are married, and you see that there is trouble in that, maybe seek for counseling. There might be things that you are not able to talk to your partner, but you're able to talk with there is a third experienced and trained party who will guide you through and work through your differences. Couple therapy is just not for people who got married. It is also for people who are in a relationship. So seek help if you need to, but make sure that you're not getting wrong information and make it worse. So there is a lot of factor, a lot of research, comprehension, and understanding in there. So yeah, I guess nowadays youngsters have to know what they want, and then from that move forward. So yeah.
Thank you so much. It was lovely speaking
You're
to you.
welcome. You're welcome.
To end this, all I can say is don't wait for someone else to come along and fill in the gaps. Live your life, be open, be happy, and enjoy that happiness. Focus on yourself. Love comes to you when you are not looking for it, and when the person who shows you they love you and make you happy comes, I hope you don't throw it away and you value it.